I'm here today to express my strong support for the Toronto Shelter and Support Services Homelessness Services Capital Infrastructure Strategy and related plans to improve and develop more shelters and housing options across the city. As has been documented by the Street Needs Assessment, we have an urgent housing crisis across the city, with groups that continue to be overrepresented, including Indigenous, racialized, 2S LGBTQ2+ communities. Refugees also make up many of those using shelter services. As we talk about the housing crisis in our country, this is it. It's those who are unhoused, unsheltered. But the crisis is not simply about housing. As noted in the report from the city, it reflects deeper systemic failures that prevent people from living a life with dignity. At Maytree, we've documented how stagnant social assistance rates, inadequate housing benefits, rising rents, and an underinvestment in adequate affordable housing have eroded progress toward the realization of this right. Having an adequate home, one that is safe, affordable, and meets basic needs, is not a nice to have. It's a fundamental human right that the city has committed to in upholding its housing charter. Reaching a state of adequate housing for all takes time, which is why the right is subject to the principle of progressive realization. This means the city is required to devote the maximum available resources to making progressive steps toward realizing this right, recognizing that such a complex challenge can't be addressed by one solution or one government alone. Addressing the urgency of a homelessness crisis, however, like the one that we have, is a bit different. Under international human rights law, it's what is called a minimum core obligation of governments. This means that shelter, though it is far from adequate housing, must be offered immediately and without exception to everyone. The concept of progressive realization does not apply. It is immediate, it is urgent, and it is fundamental. In the long term, we know that permanent, affordable, and supportive housing is what will help people realize their right to adequate housing, but the reality is that over 15,000 people are experiencing homelessness in Toronto, and they need basic shelter today. It's in this spirit that I support the city's efforts to improve and expand the emergency shelter system across the city, as people are experiencing homelessness across the city in every neighborhood. These shelters are often the only housing option available for many people experiencing homelessness, and current demand exceeds their existing capacity. I'm over time. To be clear, we need to make sure that everyone has the right to housing, including refugees. I want to affirm my support for the infrastructure plan. I'll stop there because others are waiting.